Sociopathic tendencies can be a very dangerous thing if left unchecked. And when left unchecked, the person with these tendencies can cause a ripple effect and even lead to murder. For instance, here is an example of what happens when these tendencies lie within the heart of a narcissistic individual. Here is the case of Geraldine Parrish, a woman incapable of trust. Geraldine Brown Parrish was an American criminal and murderer. Between May 1985 and 1988, she hired two men, Edwin Gordon and Lionel Robinson, for a series of brutal insurance murders in Baltimore, Maryland. Parrish suffered from a superiority complex, as a result of which her relatives and close friends became victims of her crimes. In the late 1970s, Parrish began to show signs of a superiority complex and began to exhibit deviant behavior towards her friends and relatives. In the early 1980s, she developed a get-rich-quick scheme by receiving insurance benefits via life insurance policies. For this purpose, Parrish urged relatives, friends, and acquaintances to make life insurance policies that made her the only beneficiary in the event of an untimely death. In order to get said benefits, Parrish planned out several killings in the mid-1980s. Parrish was also said to practice voodoo magic, which explains another reason why her friends and relatives trusted her words. Some, on the other hand, found her mistrusting and was said to have feared her. Aside from her two hitmen, there was another who admired and looked up to her. This person was her niece by the name of Renee Burns. The first victim was 46-year-old Frank Lee Ross, an ex-husband of one of Parrish's sisters, who was shot dead on November 12, 1985. This murder was committed by 20-year-old Edwin Bernardo Gordon, whom Parrish paid more than $2,000 to commit the killing. On October 6, 1986, Albert Robinson and Parrish's brother Ronald Brown were killed by Lionel Robinson, no relation. And on March 6, 1987, 65-year-old Helen Wright, Parrish's housekeeper, was killed. After her death, Parrish received more than $10,000 from life insurance and Social Security checks. This murder was also committed by Gordon, who also received a reward of $2,000. It is said that Geraldine invited these victims out for a good time and constantly supplied them with alcohol, in which case would result in their untimely demise. During these times, she'd convince her victims to take out the life insurance policies, and considering the alcohol consumed, it made her job easy. 6 months later, Parrish arranged a plan to kill her niece, 29-year-old Dolly Brown, for whom Parrish was the beneficiary of an insurance policy worth more than $10,000. On September 19, 1987, Edwin attacked Brown and her husband, 37-year-old Ronald Mitcher, during which Mitcher was shot dead. Dolly herself was then shot 4 times in the head. However, miraculously, she survived. But after her recovery, she didn't say a word to the police regarding the murderer, even though she knew who put the hit out on her. Later on, a person who wished to remain anonymous contacted the police to inform them regarding the murders. The individual gave the police one of the biggest leads, informing them that Edwin was a hitman for Parrish. After the individual's information, the police went after Edwin after the unsuccessful attempt to kill Dolly Brown in May 1988. Edwin Gordon was arrested and soon began cooperating with investigators. He told them that Parrish had orchestrated everything, and she was arrested later that summer. Gordon was charged with 3 murders, 4 counts of assault and conspiracy to murder, while Geraldine was charged with conspiracy to murder and contract killing. Subsequently, Parrish was suspected of committing several more murders after it became clear that 77-year-old Rayfield Gilliard died in February 1988, 15 days after marrying her. He had left his home, money, and social benefits amounting to $440 per month in a life insurance policy, which Geraldine began receiving a month after his death. The death certificate stated that Gilliard had died from a cardiovascular disease, but there was no record in his medical history that he ever had any heart problems. During the interrogation, Geraldine tried to act as an insane person to avoid a trial. However, that didn't fool the detectives in the slightest. When Parrish saw Plan A go out the window, she resorted to use Plan B, which was to try and charm the detectives. That plan fell flat on its face as well, as the detectives simply slapped the cuffs on her and took her away. Parrish's trial began in early 1989. In May, she and Edwin Gordon pleaded guilty to organizing and committing 4 murders between November 1985 to May 1988 in order to receive insurance benefits in the amount of $39,000. They were also found guilty of assaulting 3 more people. After the conviction, Parrish received 8 terms of life imprisonment with no chance of parole. Her accomplice was also given several life imprisonment terms. Regarding this series of murders, it makes me realize something. Be careful whom you trust, especially when money is involved, even if it's family. Thank you, Geraldine, for that valuable lesson. And speaking of Geraldine Parrish, well, after her conviction, Parrish was sent to the Maryland Correctional Institution for Women to serve her sentence. Parrish died in custody of natural causes in 2004. Here's to hoping she's burning in hell as we speak.